The Philippine Azkals looking to end their Suzuki Cup campaign on a high note tomorrow. The national men's football team will close out its run with a match against Myanmar at 8:30 in the evening. Now, regardless of tomorrow's result, the Azkals won't advance to the semifinals of the Suzuki Cup this time around. That's because Thailand and Singapore already claimed the two spots up for grabs in their group. The Azkals lost close fights to both Thailand and Singapore in the group stage, but the Philippine team does have one win so far after pulling off that 7-0 clinic over Timor-Leste. And now joining us for an all-out discussion on the campaign of the Azkals in the Suzuki Cup, our longtime defender Martin Steuble and Sports football analyst Cedelf Tupas. Cedelf is still with the national football team in Singapore. Ced, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, good morning, Dre. It's good to be back.
Did you just wake up?
No, of course not. Of course
Martin's
not. Of course
laughing.
not.
I know Martin wakes up early.
I wake up early. Good morning, Andre.
Yeah, both of you look fresh, right, Martin? I'll start with you.
Yeah, both of us. Both of me and you.
Not Cedelf. Okay, Martin, how's the team feeling ahead of your match tomorrow against Myanmar? I know things would have been different if, we beat if we beat Singapore or Thailand. But what's the team's current mindset now heading into tomorrow's match against Myanmar?
Yeah, of course, the previous games, they didn't went as we wanted. They didn't went as we expected, especially we're unhappy with the results. And now it has us left with having a last game that has no weight. But nonetheless, we're all here and we still want to win that game. So we're going to prepare as if there's something to play for, and we try to win that game, of course.
Said, alam naman natin, we know it was really a tough journey for this team in the Suzuki Cup. What's your overall assessment of how the Azkals performed in your eyes? You've been following this team since day one. When we look back at their games against Thailand and Singapore, what did you see?
Well, even with difficult circumstances here, I think the team has really done well and coped well. And then I'm not saying that, I know that this team, the players have very high standards for themselves and for how the things are run here. Singapore, couple of mistakes in 3 minutes, did us in. And of course Thailand, very superior team, but nonetheless we were in the game for 78 minutes up until that very dubious penalty call. So if I want to stick to the positives, I can really look at a lot of positives. But also you really have to think that this is another wasted chance of really pushing and moving forward with our campaign. But when you think about the other Southeast Asian countries, we're actually in a better position than some of them because we've been to the semifinals 4 times in the last 6 tournaments. Singapore is only just returning to the semifinals after 9 years.
Yeah.
So you think about the expectations. I know the expectations are also rising for this team, but
For sure.
if you think about it, you sometimes you have to take a step back and also reflect that this has been a far from ideal campaign, especially in the build up with COVID and of course the situation with the league in back in there in the Philippines because we did not have a league until November, and some of these players did not play for like 6 months. So that really took a toll on the fitness and the sharpness of our players. So it is what it is. We are hoping that in the next few tournaments we get the ideal preparation and also the same time also some key players also in the team. But I have nothing but salutations for the players here. They sacrificed a lot just to be here.
Martin, we heard Cedelf say just earlier to take a step back. Like in your mind, Martin, what could have the team done better in this tournament?
Andre, to be honest with you, I don't think that we that we're maxed out or we use our full potential in any aspect of the game. So if we look on things to improve, things that we can improve, there's a lot, there's everything. So yeah, if we focus on what we can do better, we'll be quite busy, and there's a lot to do better. Everything, every aspect of the game, every aspect of organization, and everything we can do everything better.
Well, not to be a downer, you guys did have some moments, like, shining moments in this tournament. Diba said, the Azkals even pulled off what is currently still the most lopsided win this year when the Azkals beat Timor-Leste, that 7-0 beatdown. So let's talk about that, the silver linings for the Azkals, like moving forward. What are the positive takeaways from their campaign in the Suzuki Cup that you saw?
I think time and again, this team has shown that they have the character, they have that mentality to even look past all the difficulties and perform to the highest level. Singapore was a very difficult first game if you think about it, because they've only come here with 6 days of training and an incomplete squad.
Yeah.
And Timor, you could say that they looked really good, but as far as I know, the players would can perform better than that. But Thailand, I think the adjusting, when the first system did not work, you see a lot of changes and players correcting what was not working. I thought that was good game management, and eventually finding their way back into the game, and actually just being there, staying with the thighs for long periods. But and unfortunately, right now, if you're part of the team, and if you're here, you'd really wanna be in the semifinals, and I know the guys know that. And that's why the way Martin spoke about being better in every aspect is I think a really good sign, a very meaningful message from him that we have to really level up.
Martin, personally, what tomorrow you still have a match, but when you leave, when you go back home, what will be the takeaways? What will be your takeaways from this tournament?
Back in the days, like 3-4 years ago, we all played in the Philippines. We all played for Ceres, so we were on top of each other almost every day. And then on top of that, we had the Azkals, and we spent more time together. But now all the players are spread out. They play in different countries, so it's really, really nice to come back to catch up with everybody and to see how everybody's doing, and to enjoy football together, to play football together again. And it's just always very nice to come back to the team, see all the familiar faces, and be able to step out on the field with them. And it's always such a pleasure and such an honor.
Yeah, of course. When you
those
see
are the memories I'm gonna take away from the tournament.
Yeah, these are your brothers that you go to battle with, so it's always great to see them there. Because, you guys are all on the same page. You're giving your blood, sweat, and tears, as cliche as that sounds. Martin, well, stay where you are. And said also, grab a glass of water, relax. So Martin Steuble and Philippine Azkals of the Philippine Azkals and Sports Desk football analyst Cedelf Tupas will still be with us when we return. You're tuned in to Sports Desk only here on CNN Philippines, where we go all out for the day's top sports stories. Stay tuned. And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Sports Desk only on CNN Philippines. Our guests this Friday, Martin Steuble of the Philippine Azkals and Sports Desk football analyst Cedelf Tupas. And before we resume our conversation, boys, let's find out first the answer to our quiz question of the day. The question I asked earlier was the Philippines last faced Myanmar in the AFF Suzuki Cup. That was way back in 2012, with the Azkals winning that match 2-0. Now, who scored the 2 goals for the Azkals in the victory? Let's see. Cedelf, do you still remember?
Of course, I was there in that game.
How about Martin? Sige, Cedelf, you want to answer?
I don't remember, but I put my money on Phil and maybe Chiefy. I don't know.
Phil and Chiefy. How about you, Ced?
Phil and one of our teammates here, Angel.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Well said, got it correct. I always love putting him in the hot seat, Martin, and I want Cedelf to get it wrong for him to lose his credibility. No, I'm just kidding. But the correct answers are Phil Younghusband and Angel Guirado. That victory over Myanmar sent the Azkals to the semis of the tournament. So Cedelf Tupas' credibility still very much intact. Martin, of course, one of the biggest stories for the Azkals in the Suzuki Cup is that you finally got to play with Bienve. Bienvenido Marañón. It's been a long time coming. I was also speaking to Shraki, and he said how happy he was to have Bienve there with the Azkals. Talk about having Bienve in the lineup with the Azkals.
It's great. It's great to have Bienve. It's great to see him again. I haven't had the chance to, even converse with him for the last 2-3 years since I left. And it's great to have him. It's great to welcome him. And we also spoke, and then he said, it feels like serious, he was he wasn't afraid or anything, but just a bit insecure of coming in and see how it goes. But he told me that he felt home, and he felt like very,
Yeah. He was like
very,
yeah.
And it's always great to have such a player as Bienve, to naturalize him, and having him being able to represent the country. It's an amazing thing, and I'm happy for him. I'm very happy for him.
He's a great player on the pitch, even greater person off the pitch. So he just, he's like a little kid when he was when he got his jersey. He was just so happy. Ced, what's your assessment of Bienve? I know you speak highly of Bienve, and now in his first tournament for the Azkals, it's in the books. Did he live up to your expectations? And how do you assess Bienve here overall?
His words is really the personality of Bienve is really an asset of the team as well. Not just his play, his performance on the pitch, and I think he's really fit in seamlessly with the team. Just overall, contributes to the team spirit. And of course he scored his first goal already for the country. I was hoping to see more of him in the Thailand game, but unfortunately the decision was on the coaching staff to put him in very late. So but tomorrow I'm expecting to see him on the field tomorrow again. So there's a period of adjustment as in any team that he comes in. So I'm trying to be I'm staying patient with Bienve, and I'm sure that when he gets all the service and the supply of the ball inside the box, I'm pretty sure he's gonna deliver for us some really good goals.
So Martin, we keep on saying it. I mentioned it also earlier. One more game to probably end it in a high note. You'll be taking on Myanmar tomorrow. Now, before you wrap things up, what will be your biggest concern against this Myanmar side, which is currently also at 1-2 in this tournament?
But there's no concern really. We are lucky that everybody stayed healthy, so we can switch things up a little bit, and everybody's available to play. And I think if we mentally ready, if we committed to play, if we want to go out there and win, there's nothing we have to worry about. So I do not have any concerns going into that game in that sense.
Well,
Looking forward to it and trying to wrap things up like you said, and then go home, wrap it up on a good note.
Yeah. Well, Ced, what will be, as an analyst, what will be the keys to winning for the Azkals against Myanmar tomorrow? And what should they do? Siyempre, like you heard Martin also say, to end it on a high note. Para naman, pag alis nila dyan sa Singapore, pag uwi nila, we end this with a win, hopefully, against Myanmar.
Well, first and foremost, Stefan Schrock won't be there. He's back in Germany with his pregnant wife. We wish him all the best from here. And also, we're gonna miss Amani Aguinaldo. Actually, both Shraki and Amani are out due to yellow cards. They're also suspended, so that leaves a big hole as well for and an opportunity for someone else to step up. I think Amani has been great here in his return for the Philippines. He's been one of the leaders in the team, and so that leaves us with a big hole. So it's Jesper Nyholm is still here, and he's going to be paired up with Justin Bass. So, but this is a big opportunity for some of the younger guys to step up, and that's really what's getting me excited. Likes of Oskari Kekkonen, and of course, also Bienve also getting an opportunity once again. So, for me, I'm not really concerned with Myanmar. I just want a fighting performance to end the tournament. I know that these players, Martin and the rest of the guys, have a lot of pride. They take pride in the in the work they do, and they're proud of representing the country. So you can expect the same mentality and then the same fight, the Filipino, yung laban na galing sa kanila tomorrow against Myanmar.
Well, thank you again for joining us this Friday. The best of luck. Cedelf, maraming salamat. Ha? We'll talk to you again soon. Ingat ka. Stay fresh, Ced. And Martin, good luck in your match against Myanmar. Again, our guest today, Martin Steuble of the Philippine Azkals, and the one and only sports football analyst, Cedelf Tupas.